What's up everybody, Paradise Biker here, aka Jamaican Biker. Well, today we'll be talking about 10 things no one ever told you about riding bikes. And let's try to make this a bit Jamaican specific, So, don't go anywhere, the video starts right now. Number 1, animals. Now, you may have a couple friends before you who told you that they got hit by maybe a dog or a cat or maybe a cow. Some animal licked them off of them bike, right? Now that is definitely true. I'm going to show you a short clip of one of my first accidents. Basically, it's me getting hit by a dog, but here's the twist: the dog is blind. Not good at all. So take a look at this little clip here, and I'll be right back. Viewer discretion advised.
Then with a freaking dog, which is quite hilarious.
Okay, so in the clip there you can see it didn't really show much, but I was actually on my way to work, and there are 3 lanes of traffic, right? I was in the left lane. We drive on the left here in Jamaica. I was in the left lane. Someone was running behind the dog. The dog came over in the left lane, this lane. Then I went over into the middle lane. The dog came over into that middle lane. Then I went over into the 3rd lane, which is the lane close to the, I don't remember what they call that thing in the middle, and I actually just couldn't go over no more. So I never have no other choice than to I didn't have any other choice than to hit the dog, going like 80 kilometers per hour. And that video actually shows what happened to my bike. Now, yes, when they told you that dogs are man's best friend, when you're riding a bike, take that literally. Take that literally.
Take that literally.
Or should I say, take that kind of figuratively as well. Because when you're riding a bike and you see a dog, that dog's mission is to come to you. Basically, the dog is suicidal. Suicide. Think of the dog as one of those suicidal persons, they just walk up on the place, the dog comes to you in the attempt to kill you and to kill themselves. So anytime when you ride a bike and you see an animal, dog, cat, goat, sheep, horse, any animal, stay away. The best thing to do is to slow down, pass the animal, then speed up. Alright? Number 2 things that people actually don't tell you about riding bikes is rain. Why rain? Now, if you've ever ridden a bike above maybe 50 kilometers per hour, or what? I don't even know what that is in miles per hour. But if you're riding a bike and you're going at good speed and the rain is falling and the rain ever touches your skin, it basically feels, I don't know how many persons have went paintball shooting, but if you go paintball shooting, you realize how much gear you have to wear, because once those paintballs hit your skin, may I tell you, it's hot. So basically, rain hitting your skin when you're riding fast or riding at a good speed feels like, or we can refer to it as like hail. If anybody ever experienced hail yet, ever go out when hail fall, like that just hot. That me I tell you, it feel like somebody just a throw a stone off of you. That's how it feels when you're riding in the rain. It hurts. It hurts. So my advice is, if you're going to ride in the rain, always make sure you have your long sleeve, and always try to go at a moderate speed, because the faster you go, it's like the more pain you will feel from the rain. So the raindrops, it's coming like the raindrops actually like them turn solid, like them turn ice and just beat you. So that is number 2. Rain. It hurts. If you want to find out for yourself, go ahead, ride in the rain and ride at a good speed. You don't have to go really fast, but ride at a good speed without any protection on your arms and on your chest, and then place your neck. Yo, I tell you, it hurts. It hurts. All right. So number 3, bikes are more demanding than cars. What do I mean? In terms of like maintenance, you have to basically service your bike. Like for some people in Jamaica, since they are most of the bikes in Jamaica are Chinese bikes. So like almost like every week to every 2 weeks you have to service your bike. You have to check the nuts, you have to tighten the chain, you have to every month some persons would change your oil. So you being a biker actually kind of brings out that mechanic side to you that you really don't know about. Because in most cases, if you take your bike to a shop and say, hey, I want to change my oil, the guys in the shop will look at you and say, yo, you don't know if you change your oil? Like seriously? And they come like say them not even want to do it for you, and the money you pay them, you know. But to be honest, when you own a bike, you learn certain things, so you become your own mechanic. So that's a really good thing. That's also incorporated in number 3. So once again, number 3, basically bikes are more demanding than cars. You have to service them very regularly, and you have to ensure that every loose, every bolt, every screw, everything is well tightened down and everything is fine before you ride out. So basically working on your bike becomes like one of the main things that you start to do. So you basically start becoming your own mechanic, you know. You can start solving simple problems. You can start tightening your own chain, changing your own oil, maybe putting in a new bulb in your headlamp or something like that. You know, those easy tasks you can do. Number 4, oil on the road, especially after it rains. So this is one thing that I think not a lot of people know about, and maybe not a lot of bikers know about, but basically you need to be mindful of the oil on the road. So usually cars, they drive dead center on the road, right? So usually what happens is you have a car driving dead center of the road, and that car is leaking oil. The oil is gonna leak dead center in the lane. So usually what I do when I'm riding, I usually ride in the tire, the tire marks or the tire tracks of cars on the road. So you can actually see it for yourself. When you're on the road, you can see that there's a part of the road, part of the surface that may be darker than the other. So the part that is dark most times has oil on it. The part that is lighter is where the wheels drive. All right. So that's a tip for you bikers. Always ride in the wheel path there, so you can stay out of oil. Because normally what happens is when it rains and all that oil lifts up off the surface, you know that, and you are riding at the center of the lane. Guess what's gonna happen? I don't even have to tell you. I don't have to tell you. You know, you can guess what gonna happen, right? You're gonna drop on your face. You're gonna mash up your face. You're gonna mash up yourself. So number 5. This is one of my favorites, and the reason why is because a lot of bikers get themselves in a lot of trouble, even get themselves dead because of this. No. Never you ever, never. Me can't even stress the never ever. You can stretch it till infinity. Never ever you assume that a driver, or never you assume that someone sees you. So most crashes between a car and a biker in Jamaica usually ends with the driver saying something like this: "Oh, me never see him, you know. Me never see him. Indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Me never see him." Stuff like that. And it happens elsewhere, you know. usually a driver hits you, they're like, oh, I didn't see him. Like, yo, I was there all along, you was just not looking for me. So that's tip number 5. Always think about what others will do. So when I'm riding, I haven't been riding for very long. I've been riding for 3 years. This year, 2019, makes my 3rd year anniversary. I have never crashed into a vehicle before, thank God. So the general rule is basically always think ahead. So basically you're thinking for yourself and you're thinking for other road users. So always, you're beside a car, in your mind, don't say, oh, the car man must see me, so me I go do this. Never ever do that. Always in your mind say, yo, the car man not see me, you know. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get out of this person's way. That is a rule to save your life. So 90% of drivers on the road actually don't see you. And the other 10%, they actually want to kill you. So you have to ride and think for everybody else. Number 6. This I also love. So this is basically a general rule. Whatever you collide with, always wins. With the exception of pedestrians, bicycle riders, and other bikes. So basically, yeah, it happens, right? Basically, you have the bike on the road and here's the car. If the car comes like this and bounces the biker, the man might lose his foot or his hand, right? While the person in the car is well secure. Always remember that, hey, whatever you're licking at, them always are going to win. With those 3 exceptions as I mentioned. So just be mindful of what you're doing on the road and don't take out your actions. Alright? Think about what you're gonna do before you do it. Number 7. Alright, so number 7. This no one actually told me about this. I had to figure it out by myself. So basically it is paint. Wet paint. Paradise Biker, what does wet paint have to do with me and bikes? Well, basically paint takes away traction, and when your bike no traction, what gonna happen? You go crash, you go slide. So basically I have a clip so you can see that the pedestrian crossing, well, normally a pedestrian crossing is made up of paint. So what you be mindful of when you're going over a pedestrian crossing, especially when it's either raining or when the rain just don't fall, take your time, because if you go over that and then you pull your brake while going over it, your wheel your wheel is not going to basically stick on to the paint, so it's gonna slide, right? And the same thing happens for cars as well. You know, you break up on the paint and your wheel just slide, and you know, you might end up hitting something or someone, you know. So be mindful of wet paint. It's really slippery, so just take your time when you go over pedestrian crossings and those other, you know, painted surfaces on the road. Number 8. So I've seen a lot of older riders on the road, right? Older bikers, and them usually tell me that, hey, them feel like them young again when them ride a bike. I mean, I say, yo, what do you mean by that? Basically, what they mean is that bikes are time machines. So you being 70, if you go on a bike and ride it from point A to point B, you know, you're riding safe, of course, and within the speed limit and rate 80. You know, by the time you finish riding, you're gonna be like, yo, I feel young again. I feel young. You know, you're 70, but you're feeling like you're 18 again. A lot of persons have told me that before, that bikes, I term it as time machines, you know, because it make you feel young again, right? So that's one nice thing that nobody really tells you about bike. Even the guys who are in their 30s, if you see the way how they act on bikes, you would think that, hey, him alright like him young. But to be honest, it just gives you that feeling of usefulness, you know. Number 9. So Usually after it rains, the night becomes colder, or the night is colder. So this is generally a rule that I've learned personally, and I want to let you guys know about it. So those who ride bikes, basically when the rain falls during the day, you have a colder night. So what I want to advise you is that if you're planning to ride during the night after it rains during the day, just always make sure so you carry a jacket, or maybe some long sleeve, or a sweater or something to actually keep you kind of, you know, cool and warm during the night, because it's not pretty when you travel like after 9-10 p.m. even 1 a.m. in the morning when it's really foggy, because you know, after it rains sometimes in some places it gets really foggy. So just be mindful of that. Alright, so we're down to the very last point, number 10. So number 10 speaks about concentration. When you're on a bike, I'm sure most of you know about this already, that your concentration level is way higher than normal, right? Because there's so much going on around you, and it's like when you're on a bike, you're in tune with nature. So you feel what's going on, you feel the changes, you feel the heat, you feel the cold, you feel everything. Many riders should actually see more detail than those who drive a car. Most times you have tunnel vision, so you're just looking straight ahead. So in a bike, it's like you're more in tune, therefore you tend to remember much more detail than normal. Alright, so those are my 10 things that no one really tells you about riding bike. Now I know there are more. If you guys have more suggestions, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section. I will appreciate it if you leave them there. Any positive comments will be most accepted. Remember to subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and also remember to share with a friend, because you know it's Paradise Biker, Jamaican biker, and everything bike related. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and deuces. Oh, don't forget to ride safe. Yeah, ride safe, you know. Crazy mothers.